Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Broku72, and today we have another Dragon Ball video we are going to be discussing, and I want to talk about the power creep within the Tournament of Power of the Dragon Ball Super anime. I want to talk about this because I see a lot of people, that's one of their main complaints. Now, I know a lot of people generally like the Tournament of Power arc in the anime, but one of their main complaints is the massive amounts of power creep. If you don't know what power creep is, it's a term that's I see a lot used mainly in anime, and it's when characters get way too strong, seemingly way too fast, and then that basically the only progression of power in the stories is just up and up and up and up. And so it doesn't just mean, oh, this villain's stronger than the next. It means this villain's vastly stronger, and now everybody else has to get a lot stronger. And so it's just huge creep of power because it keeps going up and up and up. And this has kind of been an issue in Dragon Ball before, but before I kind of get into comparing the power creep in the Tournament of Power versus the power creep in other sagas of Dragon Ball Z, I'm just going to talk about what people are mainly talking about of how vast the power increases are, because guys, it is absolutely massive. So if we're going to talk about power in the Tournament of Power, let's first talk about the previous main arc, discounting the filler, and that was the Goku Black Saga. That's what I call it. I believe it's actually called the Future Trunks Saga, but in this saga, there was Goku Black, Zamasu, Merge Zamasu, and Infinite Zamasu. Now, in the anime, Vegeta Blue was comparable to Merge Zamasu. Now, base Vegeta being stronger than Blue Goku or Blue Vegeta, then you had Blue Vegito, and Merge Zamasu was comparable to Blue Vegito, and then you had Infinite Zamasu, which we don't know how much stronger he would have been than regular Merge Zamasu or Blue Vegito, but he would be a lot stronger, and then we have Suppressed Jiren on top of that. So we know that Jiren's suppressed, as this isn't stated. You have the statement from Whis. Meanwhile, Jiren appears to be far from full power. The power feels different from anyone we've ever faced before, as stated by Supreme Kai, and then also stated by Supreme Kai, he's just strong, plain and simple. That is directly showing that Jiren, in his suppressed state, has surpassed Infinite Zamasu. Supreme Kai has seen the power of Infinite Zamasu. That means that if he is directly comparing, he's like, his ki is far, far different than we've ever felt before. He's strong, plain and simple. Under that context, you have to say that Suppressed Jiren is stronger than Infinite Zamasu, meaning that Suppressed Jiren is stronger than Blue Vegito. And then we get to the point where after Goku goes Ultra Instinct Omen, and then after he does it a second time, we have a Super Saiyan Blue Goku fight Jiren. So Super Saiyan Blue Goku fights Jiren, and Jiren is stronger than before, he's less suppressed, and Blue Goku is fighting him, and Jiren says his attacks are sharper than before, which could mean that Blue Goku now is more powerful than Ultra Instinct Omen Goku. And then we have Jiren use even more of his power to fight Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. That is huge that Blue Goku Kaioken is now stronger than Ultra Instinct Omen, who is still now stronger than the old Suppressed Jiren, who is stronger than Infinite Zamasu. So, if Blue Goku was stronger than Ultra Instinct Omen and stronger than the old Suppressed Jiren, that would mean that Blue Goku at this point in the anime, the Tournament of Power, is now stronger than Infinite Zamasu. This is actually insane because now you have Blue Goku, who is far stronger than Blue Vegito. That is huge power creep. And not even that, guys, but there is this huge possibility that base Goku is actually also stronger than Infinite Zamasu. Because when Blue Kaioken Goku, Blue Evolution Vegeta, and Android 17 all team up against Jiren, Android 17 looks somewhat comparable to them, which means you could put Android 17 at that same level as them. And then by the time at the end of the Tournament of Power, base Goku is fighting on par with Android 17. Now, the argument here is that Android 17 has infinite amount of stamina, and that means he should have the same level of power here, and now base Goku is as strong or comparable to him. There are some counterpoints to this argument in the fact that Infinite stamina does not mean infinite durability. If your durability gets damaged, you could be executing power at a weaker rate. Like I said, I'm 50-50 on the argument, but still, it is possible. You can easily make the argument, and it probably is more likely than not, that base Goku, by the end of the Tournament of Power, is stronger than Infinite Zamasu, which means that base Goku, at the end of the Tournament of Power, is stronger than Blue Vegito from the Goku Black arc. I remember when Blue Vegito was a thing, and for weeks to months after that, we were like wondering, oh, Blue Vegito, he's like super strong. Is Goku ever going to surpass that? And now it is possible that base Goku is stronger than Blue Vegito from that arc, just from one arc to the next. Now, it's possible, but there is pretty much no argument against that. At least Blue Goku is stronger than that Blue Vegito from the Goku Black arc. Like I said, Blue Goku was fighting Jiren, and Jiren was less suppressed, but thought Goku was stronger. And that means that Blue Goku is stronger than Jiren, that was suppressed further. And that suppressed Jiren was stronger than Infinite Zamasu. So this is a huge power creep to have this epitome of power of Infinite Zamasu being stronger than Blue Vegito. And now we have a huge possibility of base Goku being stronger than Blue Vegito and Infinite Zamasu, which is absolutely insane. But how does this compare to the rest of the series? This is a huge power creep, but let's go back to the very beginning of Dragon Ball Z. It's Raditz. You have Piccolo and Goku, who 5 years prior were by far the two strongest beings on Earth, and then both train for 5 years to kill each other. And they both team up, and they fight Raditz, and Raditz is effortlessly destroying the two of them. And Raditz even makes the claim that if both of them, Goku or Piccolo, had raised their power several hundred degrees, they still would be no match for Raditz. And yet, when Raditz is dead, and the Z Fighters train for not even an entire year, you have now most of the Z Fighters surpassing Raditz. Piccolo nearly just doubled to tripled Raditz's power, depending on what you think Raditz's power is, a 1200 or 1500. People debate on that. 1500 is probably most likely. That was his official power level. Although Cybermen did say 1200, and Nappa said that was about Raditz's power. But still, you had Krillin, who could defeat several Cybermen. You had Tien, who could beat Raditz. You had Piccolo, who could destroy Raditz. And then Gohan and Chaozu were both far stronger than what Goku and Piccolo were when they first fought Raditz. That is already massive power creep. You go from having the two strongest people to have trained for 5 years, and together, teamed up, they could not defeat the single being, to having several people now stronger than that one being who were fodder before. So that is already massive power creep in Dragon Ball. It's already happened before, so you can't dislike the Tournament of Power creep and then like the power creep from Dragon Ball Z. It's power creep to power creep. Now, you could say that the power creep is a lot bigger in Dragon Ball Super in terms of actual, like, exponentially, the actual percentage-wise and, relativeness. But still, this is huge power creep, and it's not explained as well. Dragon Ball Super is explained through massive amounts of limit breaking. Goku is fighting these huge god-level beings like Jiren, and so he's getting these massive power amps. He has God Ki now. That partially explains it all. And back in Raditz's, in the Saiyan saga, yeah, they all trained, but like why is it that training any differently when they were able to, in less than a year, just get that much stronger? It doesn't make nearly as much sense. So power creep has always existed. Also, I'm about to link down below a video from Karthu's Dojo, who put a very compelling argument to why Yamcha from the Android saga is stronger than Super Saiyan Goku on Namek. And that is actually a very, very compelling argument. And I will link that down below. I'm not going to go through all of it, but he pretty much puts a great argument as to why Yamcha is stronger than Super Saiyan Goku, or at least as strong. And that is very interesting. And if you believe that, then to have Yamcha, who in his last major battle before the Android saga was losing to a Cyberman, to now being on the level of Super Saiyan Goku, that is massive massive, massive power creep. And then even going to Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super has always had massive power creep. And you have in the very beginning, Goku didn't think that fusion would work against the suppressed Beerus that he fought. That would mean that potentially a Super Saiyan 3 Vegito would have still have been destroyed by Beerus. And yet Goku with Super Saiyan God was confident against a stronger Beerus. He gets stronger over the course of the fight, he absorbs it into his base form, and now can go Super Saiyans on top of that. Goku he just gets massive power increases. Everybody gets massive power increases in Dragon Ball. Heck, out of nowhere, Android 17 is Android level in the Android saga to now Super Saiyan Blue level in the Tournament of Power. That's huge power creep. It always happens, and I guess you can like it, you can dislike it however you want, but you just gotta deal with it. There's always been power creep in Dragon Ball, and there always is going to be. It's a story where the main character wants to fight the strongest guys. In order to fight the strongest guys, he needs to get stronger. And if his friends and rivals around him just see Goku getting stronger, they need to get stronger too. So power creep has and always will exist within Dragon Ball. That's just my thoughts. So yeah, you can dislike the power creep in the Tournament of Power, sure, but there's always been power creep, so I don't know if that's a great critique, especially if you like other sagas. I mean, heck, in one saga alone, you have Vegeta being destroyed by Android 18 to fighting a semi-perfect Cell and effortlessly destroying him. There's a huge amounts of power creep here. Even in the Namek Saga, you have Goku arriving on there with a power level of 90,000, and after a 1 Zenkai boost has a base power level of 3 million, then with Super Saiyan has 150 million. So he goes from his base of the 90,000 to his Super Saiyan power having 150 million. That's huge, massive increases in power. It's always been around and always will be. But let me know what you guys think about this topic down below. Do you dislike the power creep in the Tournament of Power, or do you like it? Or do you just completely disagree that Goku is even that strong in the Tournament of Power? Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Please do leave a like if you enjoyed, and also subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified every time I upload a Dragon Ball video. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Peace out.